is about BTA Bank, largest bank in that big country. Kazakhstan is a big country. It's only got 18 million people, but it's the size of Western Europe. It's the largest landlocked country in the world. I think it's like the 9th largest country in the world overall. It's a quarter the size of the United States. It's gigantic. BTA Bank was the biggest bank in Kazakhstan. In 2009, the chairman of that bank disappeared. He fled the country. And what they found after he was gone, that about half of the loan book for that entire bank, half the loan book for the biggest bank in the country, appears to have been loans that the chairman made to himself. He'd like invent little companies or nominally create little companies all over the place, and then he would give them incredibly generous loans. He was loaning the bank's money to himself, billions of dollars. And then he disappeared with the money. Needless to say, he was not planning on paying back any of those loans. He initially turned up in the UK, which he apparently found very much to his liking. He lived in a 15,000 square foot home. He had a 100-acre country estate. The only problem with him living in London is that British courts soon convicted him of misappropriating $4 billion from that bank. He had just fled back home in Kazakhstan. Upon being convicted, he fled the UK, went instead to France, which he also liked very much. He had a very nice villa in France, which was lovely and picturesque, until it turned out all the people working around his villa, who he thought were gardeners, were actually French police officers in disguise who had turned up and dressed up as gardeners so they could surprise him and arrest him. So they got that guy. But it has now been a long saga of many years of trying to find all his money, trying to trace the billions of dollars that he was convicted of misappropriating out of that country's biggest bank. Bloomberg News reported in December on court filings that alleged that some of that money, some of that Kazakhstan money, can also be traced to Trump Soho. 3 Trump Soho condos that were bought in a multi-million-dollar cash purchase in 2013, all bought through shell companies, but traced to the family of that guy who misappropriated those billions of dollars out of that giant bank. So Kazakhstan story number 1, Chrome. Kazakhstan story number 2, that BTA bank guy needing to hide his money. Both of those stories end up with Trump Soho getting the loot, right? And